everyone, so today I'm going to show you how I make this extremely delicious lasagna. It's easy, it's simple, and it's one of the best lasagna recipes. So first I'm going to start with some ground beef, and I'm using 1.5 pounds of ground beef, but you could use ground turkey or lamb. It's really your choice. I'm going to allow this to cook to remove that pink. Now I'm going to season this nicely. I'm going to add some salt, some all-purpose seasoning, some onion and garlic powder, some Italian seasoning. You're going to season this nicely until it's flavorful. Okay, now in with some chopped onion, garlic and bell peppers. Going to give this a couple of minutes so everything could come together nicely and release their individual fragrance. And as you can see, this ground beef have produced little or no grease, which is just perfect. But if you see where your ground beef have produced a lot of grease, you could just go ahead and just remove that. So now for the sauce, you could go ahead and use your favorite store-bought sauce, or you could use your homemade marinara sauce. A good sauce makes a big difference in a lasagna recipe. Yes, so make sure it's nice and flavorful. Now I'm going to add a bit of sugar, not to make it sweet, but just to balance out the flavors nicely. In everything, you need a little bit of balance. Now this is looking, it's smelling, and it's tasting so good. Now I'm going to cover this under the lowest heat, and I'm going to allow this to cook for about 10 minutes. And you don't need to cook your ground beef for 45 and 50 minutes. No, remember, it's going to be cooking when it's in the oven. So while the beef sauce is simmering, I'm going to prepare my lasagna. So to a pot of boiling water, I'm just going to add a bit of salt, and I'm going to boil 9 sheets of lasagna. And even though on the package it is saying cook for 10 minutes, I'm just going to cook it for 5 minutes, because remember, it's going to be cooking in the oven and I really don't want a soggy lasagna. I'm just going to give this a drain. I'm going to run it under some cold water just to stop the cooking process. Right, so now that the lasagna is out the way and the beef sauce is perfectly done, I'm just going to add some fresh basil. Going to give this some mix, and I'm going to put it aside. Now it's time to make a tasty cheese sauce. So now to our bowl, I'm going to add some cream cheese. Yes, and I'm using cream cheese as a substitute for ricotta cheese, which I find tastes so much better, and it's actually cheaper. Now to this, I'm going to add 1 egg, which will help to loosen the texture. But you could exclude the egg and you could add some milk. I'm going to mix this until it becomes nice and creamy. Now I'm going to add my cheese. I'm going to add my Mexican fort cheese, some mozzarella, and some New Zealand cheddar. You could use any type of cheese you like. Now to this, I'm going to add some Italian seasoning and some fresh parsley. So this is going to be seasoned, well seasoned, and really flavorful. You're going to mix this until everything is nicely combined. So now that everything is nicely prepped, we're going to assemble this casserole. So to the bottom of my baking bowl, I'm going to add 1 thin layer of meat sauce, and this will help the lasagna from sticking. I'm going to add 1 layer of lasagna pasta. I'm going to top that off with some meat sauce. So you're going to distribute that evenly and generously. Yes. Now I'm going to add 1 thin layer of cheese sauce. You're going to try and spread as best as you can. It might be a bit tedious, but just take your time. You'll get it done. Now I'm going to add a layer of mozzarella cheese, which would give this lasagna that cheese pull. Some Mexican fort cheese and a layer of New Zealand cheddar. We're just going to continue this process until the bowl is full. So now that we have created this beautiful lasagna, I'm going to add a generous amount of cheese to the top to give it that beautiful cheesy crisp. Also going to sprinkle some fresh parsley. Now to our preheated oven at 350 degrees, I'm going to cover with foil paper. I'm going to allow this to bake for about 40 to 50 minutes. I'm going to remove the foil for the last 10 minutes so the top could become nice and golden. 50 minutes minutes later, and this was just perfect. Oh my goodness, this smells so good. But you really want this to sit and cool down for at least 15 minutes before cutting into it. This was just done to perfection. The flavor was, oh my goodness, the best tasting lasagna I've ever tried. Just serve, enjoy. I had this with some homemade garlic butter bread. My family and I enjoy this. I almost lit the bowl. It was that good. A full written recipe will be listed down below in the description box. And remember, if you like this video, do not leave without clicking the like button. I just want to thank you so very much for watching.